One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science, you know.
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. And I mean it. Like,
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang
Your
on,
host,
hang
Quincy
on,
Moran.
hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the BS Podcast. And yours truly has already screwed up the intro. I had it on loop, and I didn't take it off. But welcome back to this episode. We are excited to bring you SEC Media Day thoughts with this minicast. And minicast is something that I just quickly made up. So we will jump into this, and joining me now. Bill, what's going on, brother? Hello?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear Quincy.
All right, everybody. Quincy's got some technical difficulties. Surprise. It's Wild Bill, y'all.
Can you hear me now?
Uh-uh. And so while Quincy gets that fixed, we can hear you. We just can't hear you well. Like,
I can't hear him, period.
okay, Wild Bill can't hear you at all. I can hear you a smidge.
How is this? Is it any better?
Gotta love technical difficulties. We're getting ready for, a new season, and get all the kinks out while we're talking about media days. While we're here, we'll go ahead and throw in the Dash, my
One and only.
much better half. Hey, Austin, what's
Hey.
up?
Tested 1, 2.
You see it.
You can you just turn yourself up somehow? Quincy, can you hear me?
Check, 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 check.
Can you turn it up?
Is that any better?
No. This is what happens when a family gets together and has a podcast together. So I guess Quincy will be back. I don't have any kind of information from him of what he's looking for today, but in case you don't know, hey, I'm Amber. What's up? We are showing that we are live on all the things. I don't know if we actually are. If we are, share, comment, say all the things and do all the things. While we're waiting on Quincy, tell me about your summer, Dad. What you been doing?
Working in the heat. It's hot.
Bless him.
Some folks wouldn't know.
Whoa.
We
Shots
ran-
have been fired.
They said we ran 490 rounds Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Not surprised. It was way too hot for that, but not surprised.
Well, some get a little alcohol in them and they don't know.
That's when I would know it's hot. Like,
Hmm.
Been doing that, watching some, been watching y'all's services. Ma's been watching some podcasts. So
what you been doing, Austin?
he ain't been doing nothing.
You know what I've been doing.
Yeah, but the people don't.
Well, the people don't care what I've been doing.
True.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, what you been doing?
Just went to Oklahoma and Missouri.
Yeah, you did.
That was rough. Still tired.
Austin, y'all might get to sit anywhere you want to in Busch Stadium.
If they keep playing the way they are, they may let me throw a couple innings if it keeps going the way it's going.
Because they just got swept.
Yeah, they may let me actually play.
They need to go ahead and, I guess, I don't know if they've signed the boy from Tennessee or not that they drafted number 5. They might as well bring him on up to St. Louis. He can't hurt them none.
Can't get any worse.
Them and the Braves are tanking it.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see if our live is working because it's not showing up on the Facebook.
Nope.
I was watching Coach DeBoer before we got on here
From when?
Wednesday.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I haven't. Oh man. Well, Quincy left and didn't come back.
The man with all the fancy schmancy equipment. What are we going to do with him?
That's why fancy smanchy equipment isn't always what's up. Okay, so our live is working on X right now. For some reason, it's not going through to Facebook. So I don't know what kind of questions or whatever he had. So, Dad, why don't you just give us your highlights really quick about what you heard from Media Days and what you liked and what you didn't like, and tell us. Oh wait, hold on, Quincy's here. Let's see if we can hear him now.
Can you hear me now?
Barely.
I don't know.
Just want you to know that we are live on all the things. Facebook's not working, but everything else is working, so whatever.
I don't know what's going on, guys. I have no idea.
I can hear you, but it's like super, super low. Like
In one ear.
yeah, and in one ear.
Come on, Q-Dog, get with the program.
There we are. We're on
1, 2. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
there we
Hey,
go. There we go.
keep turning it up.
Keep
Is that
turning
me?
it up.
Is that me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Keep turning it up.
Just a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep, there we go. Okay, now Amber's too loud. My God.
Sorry, I tried to pull
Okay.
away from the microphone.
I have no idea. I've no idea what's going on. Anyway, the show must go on. So thank you,
Well,
Amber.
we've been talking about what Bill's been doing because me and Austin haven't been doing a whole bunch of anything. And I was checking our live. Our live is not working on Facebook, but we are live right now on YouTube and on X. So
Okay, excellent.
So I was just fixing to say I was impressed with Coach DeBoer in his speech.
Yep.
He
Yes.
done very well. And the 3 representatives, he took the beef with him. Old Keenan and Caden Proctor's not little old bitty guys.
No.
Son, their arms are massive.
Oh, yeah.
They talked about how last year they didn't play to Alabama standards and how the summer workout is going extremely well. It's been very tough. And but they're all anxious to get back to Alabama football. They said seemed like there's more team unity and people, the captains are holding players accountable. It's not coming from the coaches. It's coming from the leadership among the teammates. So hopefully maybe I know the reporters asked Caden Proctor about what the quarterback from Florida State had to say. You know, he had to be diplomatic. He said they hadn't paid no attention to it. I don't buy that. When you got a quarterback that's running that mouth, they paying attention.
They are paying attention. You're right.
But I thought it was funny that he made the statement about how he starts fast at the start of the season. And one of the articles I read, they pulled out his previous 3 starts. He ain't even completed 50% of his passes in any of those 3 starts. He ain't even passed for 200 yards in any of those starts. But he starts fast.
He does.
I believe our defense is going to be tough. So I think the offense will be better than what they think. I think Ty Simpson is going to be better than what a lot of people give him credit for.
So excited.
Hey, if he's anything like he is on NCAA 26, we're in good shape. You just need to ask Josh. We played the other day, and Ty Simpson threw for 8 touchdowns and 560 yards. So if he's half as good in real life as he is on the game, I think we're good.
Well, let me ask you this question: Who played with Ty Simpson?
Austin.
Oh, he failed to mention that part. No wonder he's not on the podcast tonight. Holy cow. All right, guys, let's get into talking about the SEC Media Days. I know, Uncle Bill, you shared your thoughts, and I certainly hate that I missed probably most of them.
No, you got the bulk of them. We had just started talking when you were able to figure out what the problem was.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I still haven't figured out what the problem is. So with that
well,
being said, I did get an opportunity to look at, Coach DeBoer's press conference in general. And what I thought, first of all, I really got to talk about or make a confession. I've really been disappointed, since the very first press conference with Kalen DeBoer, as far as his ability to articulate. And I think it's unfair to him because I'm looking at, Nick Saban, who came to Alabama, who was much further along in his career, had more experience, and he's more of an outgoing commander, if you will. And so each time, Coach DeBoer gets on, I'm like, say something prolific, say something awesome, have one of those Saban moments. And it's really not fair to hold him to that standard because, we got Coach Saban in arguably the most pivotal time in his career. And so they're two different people. And so I just had to pump the brakes there and say, look, the guy's not Saban. You've said he's not Saban all along, but truly he's not Saban. So allow him to develop into who he is. And obviously, maybe he's not great at public speaking, but I think he is great at communicating to the team, which is much, much more important. With that being said, this year's, this press conference, this media day, there is a significant amount of more confidence in him. And I think he feels a little bit more comfortable, with what he's doing, starting to settle in. And there's probably a number of factors there, but who here, Amber, Austin, Uncle Wild Bill, who got the opportunity to watch his press conference?
I watched most of it earlier. And I get what you're saying. Like, it seems like I don't want to say he wasn't confident before, but like he just knows more. So it comes across as he's more confident because I don't think he's ever not been a confident coach. I think now he just knows more, and he had that roughish season because, of course, we're going to complain about the season because we didn't win every game. But he just knows more. Like, now he knows, hey, this is how they're going to feel if we lose. Hey, these are the things we need to fix. And I get what you're saying on that. Like, I just felt that in what he was saying. I didn't watch the questions. Like, when they started asking questions, I just kind of watched what he was saying. And I felt like it was, I don't have any complaints. I'm just ready for football season to start and for me to sit on my couch all day on Saturdays.
That's the good part when they start asking.
Yeah, the journalists get on my nerve because they ask some of the stupidest questions.
We also have to understand where he's been a head coach.
Yeah.
The Pac, whatever they're called now, Pac-2 or
Pac
whatever.
Yeah.
Back forward.
When he was at Washington, Southern Cal, UCLA, Washington, all that, their life don't depend on football like he does.
Right.
Plus, he had coached at those smaller schools, so he really had not had to deal with the media to the degree that he's had to since he came to Alabama.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to take him time.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think he has one of the things that that he did not have a year ago, which is he actually has time and experience now in Tuscaloosa. Right. And there was kind of a lot going on with him taking over for the GOAT of college football. So
Yeah.
that in itself, I'm sure was challenging. So Amber, you mentioned reporters and dumb questions. I've got the dumbest question of the day racked up. Anybody else? Let's say Austin Dash. Did you have an opportunity to watch the Coach DeBoer's press conference for the media days, and did you come up with your own dumbest question of the day?
I did not.
Austin
Okay.
came in blind today. He doesn't know anything that happened besides Tim Keenan talking about tithing and giving at church.
Well, I got to say that Tim, I've got that teed up. Which, what better time to play it? Oh, actually, I don't have it teed up because I had to restart my entire computer.
Love
but I don't
that
know.
for you.
One of the reporters, and I like this question, so it doesn't apply to, the dumb question of the day. But I would love to show you guys this particular. Let me share this screen here real quick, and you'll probably enjoy it immensely. Okay, so we definitely want the audio. All right, let's see what this is.
That was an amazing question.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and the answer was excellent. The disrespect will be addressed, and I'm looking forward to that. Now it's all talk until they get on the field, and in a minute we'll kind of get into that. But for me, Amber, did you have a dumbest question of the day? Wild Bill, did you have a dumbest question?
No, I didn't finish watching to see what kind of dumb crap they asked. I'm just gonna be honest.
When they ask them, what have you been doing in the off-season workout? Well, what do you
Working.
think we've been doing?
Outside
Yeah.
this heat, working out. What do you think we're doing?
They can do the 7-on-7. They can do things like that, but the coaches can't be there.
Yeah.
Lifting weights, running. What do you think we've been doing? Playing tiddlywinks?
Playing tiddlywinks? Oh my gosh. Well, here's what I believe qualifies for the dumbest question of the day. And it came from Connor at Saturdays Down South. He said, did last year's season reflect the Bama standard?
Obviously not.
I thought to myself, you're a moron. Of course, you're going to take that opportunity. You're going to take that opportunity to ask a question, and that's the one that you come up with. So to me, it's more like a gotcha type question, which is incredibly goofy because no, everybody knows, even people that don't know college football know that was not the Bama standard. So he's probably a closet Auburn or Tennessee fan. And he gets the dumb question of the day. So that was my take on it. Now, one thing that I really like, Wild Bill, is when Coach DeBoer was asked a question about his schedule or his wins and losses against the top 25. He's 15-3 against the top 25. And I was like, hey, the reporter was like, hey, that's number one in the country. Then he asked him about this question, which I thought was great. A great question, put him on the spot. It was tough, but it was, you're 10 of 13 against unranked opponents. And so you've lost 10 games against teams you were supposed to beat. So what are you going to do to resolve that? And I thought that was a very intuitive question because we were terrible on the road last year, and we start on the road this year, and presumably what could be a big game, just the way that I look at it, because the defense, I mean, if you just go to that Oklahoma game, even the Auburn game, maybe even the Tennessee game, our defense couldn't stop anything up the middle. I mean, they could have driven Humvees down the middle and we couldn't have touched them. It was just time after time. I mean, gut-wrenching to watch the Alabama defense get shredded. So this quarterback that's coming in, I know you expressed plenty of disdain about him and his abilities, but our defense was not great at containing quarterbacks. I could even look to our friends up in Vanderbilt and what they did to us on the field and how they chopped up. We could not. I mean, we should have put all 11 guys, in a pile in the middle, and we'd have had a better opportunity to stop the pass and everything else. We couldn't stop anything in the middle. So, while Bill, I thought that was a great question because we did not do well on the road, and we have a quarterback who hasn't started a game, so it's going to be in a very tough place to play. It's going to be during the day when the humidity is about 150%. And then our defense, while we have a lot of talent, are we going to have continuity? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, personally, I think they will. They've had a year. Yeah, they've had a year together. Deontay coming back is going to make a big difference as far as but we've got the defensive backs coming back. We still got Overton and Russo on the edges. We're thin on the defensive line, but from everything I've read, we've got some horses that's ready to go.
Yeah.
But when your secondary can cover the guys, that makes a big difference.
It surely does.
And once that they start real practice, and you put our defensive backs going against Ryan Williams, Bernard, and Isaiah Horton every day in practice, that's gotta make them better. And then you put our outside guys doing it, because Caden Proctor's talked about the improvement that Overton and Russo, however you pronounce this, he just calls him Q.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to make them better.
Yeah. And, I agree. And Austin Dash, since you dismantled Josh Moran, we'd like to have a few more details about that particular game.
That don't count.
It does count because it ran Josh out of the program. I think up until it was a game time decision. He stayed on the bench. He's not even dressed, and he's not here. So, Austin, tell us about the game. Who did Josh play with, and how quickly did you understand that you were there to embarrass him in front of the planet?
I do feel for him. He used Notre Dame, which, I mean, they're pretty good. They got a good running game in the game, but we started out pretty even. And then
I did. I watched. I had a lot of entertainment.
And then the second and third quarter, I scored 42 points.
Very nice.
Led by Isaiah Horton and Ryan Williams over and over again. So if they're as hard to guard in real life, which Ryan's pretty hard to guard, but if it could be scary.
I just Josh was so whatever. Austin had because I hate to hear the people talking to him when he's playing online. Yeah. And so he had his headphones on with his little mic on it, so I couldn't hear Josh. But I could hear Josh because he was throwing such a fit, he was yelling and I could hear it.
That's hilarious.
So
I love it. Well, hey, in full transparency, I played Josh twice and he roasted me. I was horrible. And so I was no good. Typically the things that I pick, I'm historically been pretty good at defense and then just, really passing and running the football. I played with Bama first. He let me play with Bama first. I couldn't even run the football. There was nothing there, nothing doing. I was an embarrassment to humankind when it comes to video games. So with that being said, Austin, what are your thoughts about Ty Simpson as he's coming in? Because of course we're hearing good things. There's no point at which Coach DeBoer is going to sit down and go, look, guys, if you thought last year was a train wreck, wait till you see this year, because Ty, he just can't pick the plays up. Mac is too tall. He overthrows everybody. And Keelan he's just not ready. So the quarterback room is a disaster.
Mac is too tall. He
Oh Lord. Now
Sorry, that was my fault.
Okay, now you got me running my mouth in echo version.
I'm trying to share, and it was very loud. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, for those of you watching the program, thanks for watching. Comment below. We will feature your comments right here on the program. We'll give you a shout out. But Austin, with the emergence of Ryan Grubb coming back, Nick Sheridan stayed. You know, the talent that we have is lethal when it comes to our skill. I don't have any confidence, and forgive me for saying this because I would hate to hear this if I was a coach. I don't have any confidence in the offensive line yet because we were abysmal last year. And Jalen really got destroyed. Part of it was his fault. I couldn't give you a percentage, but what are your thoughts about Ty Simpson, him coming back, him playing, for getting an opportunity to create his brand there? What do you think is going to shake out, and what do you think about Ryan Grubb?
Yeah, well, I pulled up his recruiting rankings because I feel like that's something we forget about. He was the number 2 overall player in Tennessee. He was the 3rd ranked pro style quarterback in that class in 2021. So that's something I feel like we forget about. Is he was pretty highly touted out of high school and didn't play far. He played an hour from where we live now.
Where'd he play at?
Martin.
Oh,
yeah. Where Emma Oakley's about to go to school.
Yeah, we got a girl at church going to school out there.
UT Martin. But I mean, I've just been seeing some of his garbage time highlights the last few days, and I know, it's against Mercer, and I'm trying to think of some of those other little schools we've played. Auburn,
University of South Florida, which that was terrible.
But I mean, it's pretty impressive. I mean, I just feel like he's a coach's son. I feel like he's gonna be able to read pretty quick, read the defense, and get rid of the ball. I mean, that's what I saw in the highlights, anyways. And they say he's deceptively fast.
Yeah,
they say that you don't realize how fast he is until it's too late. So I mean, he had what a 80-yard run in the 8A game 2 years ago, and then of course threw the ball away before he crossed the goal line, which was good. But I feel like if he can just do what Tua did and Mac Jones did and just get the ball to the playmakers, I mean, it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be hard to stop. And then we've got Jam Miller. I feel like Jam's going to have a better year than he had last year because he's actually going to get the ball more instead of the quarterback running it the majority of the time, which I was fine with because Jalen was ridiculous. But I think Richard Young's going to have a good year. He, in the little bit that we've seen him, he's going to be scary too. And I'm going to tell you, the best player on Alabama's offense on NCAA 26, Josh Cuevas.
Oh, dude, yeah,
everything. So you know what? I feel like he could have a good year too. I mean, that catch last year that he made when Ty escaped being sacked and chucked it down to the 2 or 3 yard line. I mean, I'm excited about it. And then we got Marshall Pritchett that's put on 40 pounds since he's been at Alabama, since the spring. So, it could be scary.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, Amber. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, and then I'll defer to Wild Bill. But what do you anticipate this offense being? Is it going to be high powered, fast, run you out of the stadium, or is it going to be steal your soul, keep the ball, run the ball, and then throw the ball on the back end where you're least expecting it, like taking advantage of you when they lull you to sleep? What do you think is going to happen?
I just hope it's the opposite of what we had with Jalen. That's all I'm looking for.
Okay, that's a fair point. I can take that.
I mean, I just didn't like. He just wasn't it last year, as we all know. We all were very aggravated with him, but I think we have like you were saying with the offensive line. The offensive line has to do their job, which they did not do well last year. I mean, that was fine, but it wasn't. I mean, Jalen was running for his life a lot. I think if they do their job and give Ty what Ty needs, I mean, we have people who are going to be open. Ron Williams is going to get open. I mean, that's like what he does.
Yeah.
So I think if the offensive line can do what Ty needs them to do, then we could have a very high-powered offense. But the offensive line's got to do their job.
I agree, Austin. What are your thoughts before we run into the Wild Bill?
I just want to say stats at Washington in 2022. They ranked second nationally in total offense, 515 yards a game. 7th in scoring, 39 points a game. Passing offense was first nationally in 370 yards a game, and rushing 68th. That was pretty bad, which it was still 146 yards a game. But, I say let Ryan Grubb cook.
Hold on just a minute. You said they averaged 146 yards a game rushing, and they were what number?
68th.
Remember when you used to get excited about 100 yards rushing in a game? That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'll take 146 yards.
Run the football.
Hey,
the passing game with Ryan Grubb is set up from the run game.
Yeah,
got it.
When you listen to him, when Coach DeBoer was talking about Ryan Grubb, everything with him is predicated off of the run game.
Well, Wild Bill, that's why I'm coming to you next, because I really, for all the dumb questions that the reporters asked or that got you, I was really impressed with this particular question, which it's an obvious question. It's the right place to ask it. But, one of the reporters asked the question, and I don't remember if I have it written down who it was, but he said, hey, staff-wise, how important is it that Nick Sheridan stayed with the addition of Ryan Grubb, and the offensive? It's almost like the offensive coordinator group, because they'll have Ryan Grubb, Nick Sheridan, and then they have an analyst that's supposed to be very talented as well. It's like, how crucial is it that Nick Sheridan stayed, and what do you think about the development of your offensive coordinator staff, if you will? So I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that, and then I'll share some from Coach DeBoer.
I think that was the key, because Coach DeBoer talked about he wanted to keep Nick Sheridan there with Coach, because they had worked together, Ryan Grubb, Coach DeBoer, and Sheridan at Washington with Jamarcus Shepard, the wide receiver guy. So he says that's vital to their offense. But y'all leaving out one running back, that's going to be a hoss.
Austin Dash.
About my Tuscaloosa County Wildcat, Kevin Riley, big boy.
Yep.
Kevin Riley.
He's the fastest of the running backs.
Hey, and then we've got A Deer too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about Kevin Riley. Can he sleep to 11 and run a 4.7?
Austin would push him.
Oh my gosh.
But I believe about the last 10, Kevin would get him.
I think he'd get in the first 10.
The first 10 steps. Well, something I thought was great, and you love to hear it, because that, like towards the end of Coach Saban's tenure, one of the biggest places of adversity was him keeping a staff together that could build continuity because of the success. Mm-hmm. And so to hear Coach DeBoer say with conviction that this particular staff is elite, that he feels like they are cohesive. And one of the things that he pointed out is, hey, if you're doing a great job, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be the best, you're going to learn from wherever you are. And so not only has Ryan Grubb come back and really solidified the staff, but he brought with him what he learned up at the top level in the NFL. And he apparently learned a significant amount to bring back to this game, because this game just continues. Even as funny as it might sound, this game has evolved so much that it has definitely passed me by just in the video game. Because if you go back, to the last one that was made, I mean, to me, the entire feel is like, I'm going, if this is what they have to face day in and day out on the field, they have more of my respect than they've ever had, because you've got to be able to keep up with these offenses. What defense will you put together if you have incredible weapons? So I just, I was like, holy cow, this game has passed me by. Maybe it's because I'm 47. I'm sure there's some 47-year-olds out there that can still dominate. A soon-to-be 45-year-old guy, though, got dominated by Austin Dash. So I wish it was here so we could talk about that. But this will forever be out into the ethos. So
we'll make a reel out of this where we keep talking about Josh getting beat by Austin.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think it's great for business. So
I think it's fantastic.
With that being said, one of the last things that I'll talk about is just the QB room itself. Coach did have some really great things to say. One of the things that I truly respect, and it kind of reminds me of a Mac Jones or sort of a pseudo Jake Coker, is that you have a guy who got here. He had elite talent in front of him, and Ty Simpson has stayed the course. He stayed. He's waited his opportunity. He could have gone probably almost anywhere he wanted, got a ton of money to do it, but he is seeing his commitment through, and he's waiting for a moment just like this. And so I think Coach is
that's a Kelly Clarkson song.
That's fair. Maybe you could belt out. Go ahead and belt out that chorus to mark me.
I think Austin can do it.
Just off of the NCAA settlement, he's going to get all three quarterbacks is getting $750,000.
Is that going to be tax free?
Now I don't know. I'm not into that. I just know what they're getting.
Yeah, that's a few bucks. Congratulations to you guys.
My Lord.
You think about an 18-year-old true freshman. That's just off of the $20.3 million. That's not the NIL stuff or anything.
Well,
else.
I think the NIL is definitely where players can add value for themselves. But hopefully, eventually, they get this thing worked out. Last question I have as we wrap up this particular podcast is, if you think about the schedule, Alabama's 2025 schedule, they haven't played a game. There's no summer camp. We don't know anything. But what game, Amber Dash, what game has you kind of worried the most at this present moment?
Oh, I don't know. I need to go look at the schedule. I just looked at it last week, but I need to look at it again.
Okay, go pull up the schedule. Maybe we can flash it up on the screen. And then
that's a great dream there, Quincy.
Oh, don't worry. Let me put it up there. Bama football schedule.
Well, we do play Vandy.
Yeah, that is there's a reason to be scared. Oh, guys,
I'm a little scared.
How sad is this?
That was a fluke.
Well, she's looking to me. The trip to South Carolina is
Yep.
going to be tough.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Athens, Georgia.
Yeah, we're at Georgia.
Bulldogs, we own them puppies, so that ain't no.
Holy
10-1.
cow.
I hope so again.
But because they talked about
Wow,
AJ
Bill.
McCarron talked about it on the podcast. Him and Trent do with Chris Stewart. He said that Columbia, South Carolina was the craziest and loudest stadium that he ever played in.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we got waxed.
Waxed.
We did.
Stephen Garcia, he didn't miss a pass.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, he turned into Nacho Libre Garcia and couldn't lose.
I would be concerned about. I mean, I'm always going to be concerned about Georgia and Auburn, because voodoo happens in Auburn. Like, stuff happens at Auburn that would never happen anywhere else. Coach Saban has talked about that multiple times, that there's some kind of voodoo magic that goes on in Auburn, Alabama.
At this rate, Hugh Freeze may not even be coaching there by then.
Yeah.
True.
You know what we can say now? We could actually say that hell has frozen over because Hugh Freeze is in Auburn. Sorry, that was a long time ago joke, but go ahead, Amber.
I would go with what Dad's saying, because I know we've had some. I mean, I didn't see the podcast. They watched all the podcasts with like AJ McCarron and all them, and I don't watch all that. I probably should, but I remember that game, and I could see where going to South Carolina could be a violent environment.
Yeah, well, the reason that AJ gave I thought was hilarious. Him and Trent both, because they talked about South Carolina and Ole Miss, which Uncle Bill I thought was hilarious, in its own right. But AJ himself, he was completely turned around looking into the student section, because I guess it goes from 30 to 30 and kind of ends on their side of the field. And all the girls were in skimpy shirts and Daisy Dukes, and they were playing music for the ladies to hop around to. His coach had to come and take him back to the sideline so that he could call plays. And him and Trent both were talking about they get into your head because they put all the pretty girls around there, so you are completely distracted when you go to the field. And I thought, well, that's a great tactic. Nicely done. But let's take a look at the schedule real quick.
But it's their homecoming game.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
We are at South Carolina's homecoming game.
Oh, that's going to be good. So here we go. Game number 1 is Alabama down in Tallahassee, Florida. Afternoon game, which is going to be just marvelous in that Tallahassee heat. 2:30 in the afternoon. Have mercy. It's going to be just terrible.
Going to be hot.
Yeah. So August the 30th. Then we'll have Louisiana Monroe on September the 6th.
That's the one I'm worried about.
You're worried about L.A. Monroe. Got it. Because Duck Commander's coming with them. Then you got the next weekend, we have Wisconsin at home. Then we go on the road to the Georgia Bulldogs. That'll be a 6:30 game. And so the lights will be in full effect. Georgia's going to be rocking. The next thing you know, we're heading, or Vanderbilt's coming to town. And let me tell you this. I hope that the disrespect will be addressed not only in Tallahassee, but in Athens and in Tuscaloosa and wherever else we go. Then October the 11th, Alabama, Missouri. They'll be in Columbia. And then the Tennessee Crappy-Tears, they come to Tuscaloosa on October the 18th. Then what Uncle Bill just alluded to, the Alabama Crimson Tide heads up on October 25th to the Gamecock Nation, and that is a terribly hard. It's just a difficult place to play, and when the players are telling you that, it is for more than just the reasons of being the pretty girls where they're at. Then the Tigers come to the LSU Tigers come to Alabama on November the 8th. And then the game that yours truly will be attending is on November the 15th, and that is Oklahoma. The Sooners are coming to Tuscaloosa, and I've got to tell you, if we can score 150 points, I'll be happy. If we cannot score 150 points, I will be very dissatisfied, but I do want to come away with a W. Because I work in Sooner country, and I'm telling you, not only did we get beat the year before, just embarrassed in Norman on the basketball court, we got even worse. We got embarrassed in Norman at the football field. And, we were out talking about work coming into Norman, and they're doing a multi-billion-dollar renovation to the stadium. I said, that's what happens when you guys beat Alabama. You get a bunch of money to fix up your stadium, and they said it was probably more about being in the SEC. November the 22nd, Eastern Illinois, and then November the 29th, 2025, Alabama goes to Hades. Go to Auburn. So knowing that, I've heard from you, Wild Bill. I've heard from you, Amber Dash. South Carolina is the game that worries you. Austin Dash, talk to me, baby. What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, I say the same thing. I'd say South Carolina. I would say LSU should be pretty good, but it's still Brian Kelly, so that could just implode at the beginning of the season like it did every other year he's been there. Yeah, South Carolina and Athens, Georgia would probably be the two that I'm like, ugh.
Well, I'll be asking this question again as we kick off the season here in a few weeks, but truly my biggest concern is that season opener on the road because, like they said, and this is not a game that we're supposed to lose, but I just look at how poorly we played on the road last year and with a new quarterback, the offensive coordinator coming back, Ryan Grubb. What are they going to do when adversity rears its ugly head? Because we all know it's coming. Adversity is going to happen. It's going to be a noisy, crazy place to play. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid, and our offensive line is going to get tired. So I'm most concerned about that season opener.
It's going to tell us a lot that day.
But they're going to be playing in the same heat and humidity as we are. It's hot and humid in Alabama.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's miserable.
But
it's
I agree.
Worse.
I do not want to go outside anymore.
But the thing about Florida State is Gus Malzahn's their offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He's always had something for Alabama.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And so go ahead, Austin.
But I will still be disappointed if we don't win by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think where I've kind of had to level set myself, and I'm going to make myself a hypocrite because this speech I just had with the Oklahoma game. But there's no better time in this era of SEC football with the coaching staffs that have been put together all across the league. I'm just saying get the W. Just get the W. I don't care how ugly it looks. Just get the W, boys. And that's what I'm looking forward to. But, I think I'm slightly gun shy, and I've got to go back to Jalen Milroe from, the last season. And I hated it for him. It was painful. It was painful to watch somebody that had so much potential, painful to watch somebody that cared so much about the University of Alabama, painful to watch a young man struggle the way that he did, being the guy who led the call for people to stay, for players to stay in Tuscaloosa and believe in what Alabama has to offer. And so while I was frustrated and upset about his performance, looking back, not today, but looking back over the season, there's no way any of us are as frustrated as he is when it comes to his performance. Because, and Josh said this, as hard as he was on Milroe, as hard as we all were, he's like, this was a guy you want to win. This is a guy who carried the flag for the Crimson Tide. You wanted this guy to win. And so my true hope is that he has that Jalen Hurts-like transformation in the NFL, and he does realize his potential. I would love that for him. And if I ever met him on the street, obviously I'd be starstruck, but I would thank him for what he did at the University of Alabama, completed his education, represented us very well. There were just times, and look, there are times in my life where I just, what do you say, screw the pooch, where I should perform, where I should come through, where I should do X, Y, and Z, and I fail. The only difference for us and Milroe is he did it on a global scale. And so for him to stay the course, go through NFL training camp, hear all the negativity about him there, get on a team, I really, really just hope that he's able to overcome those challenges, grow as a player, and go out there and just dominate in the league for at least a few years. And some of that goodness comes back to him. I hope he could just continues to make loads of money, because he's already shown that he's going to use that money to help the community, because he loves the people, especially loves the people in Tuscaloosa. So much respect to you, Jalen. It didn't work out on the field like we wanted it to. I know you wanted to beat Michigan. I know there's a couple things that you wanted to do, and you wanted it much more than us, because we didn't. I mean, I put in some sweat, but it was walking from my car to Josh's house because it was so hot outside. That's the sweat I put in, in preparation for the game. You guys are the ones that did the work. So my biggest concern after that positive rant about Milroe, my biggest concern of the season as a whole comes down to this. I'll give you guys a chance for your final thoughts, but my biggest concern is the offensive line. There is nothing that shows me over the last 3 or 4 years, Coach Saban, the GOAT included, that we are investing in picking the right and developing offensive linemen like Alabama should be. And that is one of the keys to victory is the offensive line. You are the offensive line of the University of Alabama. When you walk on the field, other teams, those guys should pee their pants knowing that they have to go up against you. They should reconsider why they decided not to be on your team. And you should impose your will. Man to man, you should impose your will as the offensive line of the University of Alabama. And I pray to the lowercase g football gods that we have developed a cohesive group that will go in and will dominate. I think that's the key to the season as a whole. There is no lack of talent in the skill group. We have loads of talent, and everything you hear about is skill set, skill. But I'm not hearing much aside from, tight ends that tells me that we're really capturing, and really are we capturing the right talent, or are we just failing to develop them? And with that, Amber, your final thoughts on SEC Media Days and this show.
I have no idea.
That's good. That was actually my line, so I'm going to mark it off of the notebook here, because now I can no longer say it.
That is okay. So that is like the one thing. Obviously, I've never played football, which there are girls playing football now. And if you're a brave enough soul, more power to you. But I ain't it.
Good idea.
So I mean, I'd hurt myself. There's no doubt.
We all did.
So I don't know, because I don't know what that's like to. I mean, I know what it's like to try to be a better singer and a better photographer, and you do it or you don't. So you either become a better player or you don't. Like, in my mind, and I know that's not how that works. It works differently when you're talking about the arts and sports.
No, it works that way. It does.
You either are taking what they're telling you and applying it in the game, or you're wasting everybody's time and you're just applying it in practice. It's like, no, you should be better. So
let me just encourage you with this level of talent, this quality of players at this particular level, I actually think you're right on. You either get better or you don't. Because what happens is it comes down to execution. Do you execute, do your job on the field? So back to you.
I don't know. Like, it's from my perspective as not playing sports at all, but especially not football. You just I danced, so that's the closest thing. You either fixed what they told you to fix in practice and you worked hard every day at home, or you didn't. And it either showed when you performed or it didn't. So to me, it should just be the same thing. Like, they're coaching you 2 times a day, every day for however long. And then you have practice every day and they're coaching you. So the offensive line should be getting better. And we didn't see that last year. We saw that in a player. We saw a player get better, but we didn't see the offensive line as a whole get better. So it's where's the disconnect? Like that, and that's what I would like to see better. I have been a Ty fan from like moment one. Like my guy Ty, I've been chanting that for 2 seasons on this show. Like I am real excited, but I know he can't do what we expect him to do if the offensive line doesn't do their job.
Yeah.
Like,
unless Austin's controlling him. Got it.
We have Ryan Williams, and I mean, I know we have more than Ryan Williams, but like they could be the next Mac Jones and Devontae if our offensive line does what they're capable of. It's just like, are they going to do it or not?
True.
So that's just my thought.
That's a very fair assessment. And if the offensive line performs to the level that they themselves as a unit expect to perform and the coaching staff expects, then you'll be able to run the football. And then these guys can't just pin their ears back and come after you. And then that creates another problem, because if they can't come after you, that means our deadly talent on the outside gets open and we start to dice them up. And then when they put more people out in the secondary to try to stop us from dicing them up, then we run the football again. And there is no solution. And as David Goggins would say, you steal their soul. Much like happened when Austin and Josh played football on NCAA, which is really nice. So I'm sorry. Here's a fact. I just want to put this out there. If Austin and Josh were playing, by default, I would be rooting for Josh because he's a fellow Moran. I just want you to know that. But since the game is over and there's nothing I can do about it, I will now commence to clowning, said Josh Moran, for losing. So I have.
But yes, he's a Moran, but Austin is nicer to you.
I don't know about that.
He's not your brother. Your brother is automatically mean to you. Austin is not your brother, so he's nicer.
He's my brother in Christ. Austin Dash, as we wrap this up, what's your biggest concern as we move into the season?
I was thinking while you guys were talking, and I feel like kind of what we've dealt with the last couple of years. Of course, other people have gotten better and talent is more dispersed. But
that's a good word, honey.
Yeah, thanks. Learn that growing up in West Virginia. No, you can't make me. I feel like some of what we've dealt with is feeling like all Alabama has to do is show up, get off the bus, and you're automatically going to win a championship. If he can get them to realize that all that stuff Nick Saban preached for years is true, and you've got to put in the extra work, and that's how you win. Instead of just we're Alabama, y'all should just roll over because we just win. I feel like that's going to be the difference in bringing home another championship or missing the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, and I would say this, that the antithesis.
Whoa, that was better than my word.
Of player accountability is them holding one another accountable to the standard. That's accountability. That's the antithesis of accountability, is when you have your player group working as player coaches. And if we as an organization, I'm not a part of the we, I'm a part of the fandom. But if Alabama's football team, if the organization develops the leaders, then the rest is going to happen, because it's no lack of talent. We've got a great coaching staff, great recruiting. It's simply about the execution, and it's on the field. And so, I feel that, Brother Dash. All right, Wild Bill, your final thoughts as we close this program down.
The first thing, I was informed today by a man from West Virginia, graduated high school in West Virginia, which I didn't know they had them, in 1958, the year I was born.
Oh, it wasn't me. Okay.
He said that you better fear the Mountaineers because the prodigal son has returned home.
Now, I don't know that I'd go that far because I'm still the jury is still out on Rich Rod, because
Oh, yeah, but
We had a championship in our grasp.
yeah,
and
Hey,
he had me laugh-
I wanted to go
he
that
had
far.
me laughing so hard. Y'all better fear the Mountaineers.
Hey, now
Ain't
we'll say.
nobody afraid of nothing.
Now, I will say I've seen some videos from practice, and Neil Brown and Rich Rod are two completely different coaches.
So, but I just thought I'd throw that in so my son-in-law could get a.
Hey,
yeah, so he
go
could get
Mountaineers.
hyped about it. And
I may have
just
to
real
watch
quick,
tape
just real
video.
quick, Wild Bill.
There's one thing.
I just wanted to say this. I want this on the record, so I apologize for interrupting you. Rich Rodriguez is one of my favorite coaches of all time. He ranks in the top 5. One of my favorite coaches of all
He
time.
didn't come to Alabama and Coach Saban.
That's right, because he dissed us and we got Coach Saban. So thank the Lord.
But
Go ahead, Wild Bill.
Agree.
Something none of you's made mention of that they talked about pretty extensively, the SEC media guys and gals. Alabama was the only school that did not lose one player to the transfer portal.
Oh, yeah. I was just watching a video about that today.
So that lets you know something is going on.
Yeah.
They're building
That's true.
some team unity some way for nobody to have left
Yeah, I was impressed by that for sure.
in the spring. So, but I'm looking for a good year. I do. My heart and my condolences goes out to the Ole Miss family.
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely
And the losing of this 18-year-old true freshman. Such a tragedy. But my first thought, why are you in Memphis, Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
around Memphis, Tennessee on a Saturday night?
Dumb
It's a
move.
very, very dangerous place.
We live
Come-
2 hours from there now, and people
To
tell you
me-
not to go.
To
So
me,
we
that should be the number one priority for Lane Kiffin is my football players, Memphis is off limits,
Mm-hmm.
guys. Anybody that's caught in Memphis, you're going to be kicked off this team.
Yeah,
He was
that's-
just 18 years old. He was a 5A, 2-time 5A player of the year in Louisiana, and just a terrible, terrible tragedy. We need to pray for that family
no doubt.
and everything. But I'm just looking forward to it. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yeah, and that's a great sentiment, and I really appreciate you bringing it up. I mean, as a matter of fact, I think the reports were confirmed, for tragedy in Tuscaloosa where Keelan Russell's sister, his twin, passed away earlier this year. And so, this is all sports. It's fun. We love to watch it, to participate, to do a little family podcast about it as well. But there is life that still goes on. So thank you for mentioning that, Wild Bill. And make sure, when you hear of people suffering and you have faith in Jesus Christ, pray for those people because they need it. Pray for everybody on this podcast. Certainly pray for Josh, because if he gets beat like that again, he may never show his face in public. My goodness.
No, he
Well,
made sure
Comment.
he made sure to say,
He commented
I'm
on-
playing Alabama next time. So
Well, here's what I have no idea how to figure this out, but if there's a way, I would love to use this platform to live stream the game.
yes, I was
against-
just gonna say, how
Yeah.
can we do that?
We can do that easily.
Also knows
Okay.
how to do that.
Yeah, that I would like for that to forever be enshrined in this video documentation. So that would be great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, that's it. I think I just saw a comment come through.
Yeah, it was from your brother.
Oh, well, let's see. I didn't get to read that. Let's see. Next time me and Austin play, I got to win. Sund. No, I mean, I'm not mean to Quincy or to Q. That's gay. All right. Well, I'm not so sure about that. But
Yeah. I
What
mean,
does this even mean?
most brothers are mean to each other. So
here's what I love too is that he's watching on X, because I went official on X this year. So we
Yeah,
are
man.
streaming live to X on
we
the
were
X platform.
streaming on
you-
YouTube and X successfully today.
He's
Facebook
watching,
was
but
not a
he's not on
success.
here.
I've got to figure out the whole Rumble deal because I have to create a stream and then tap into the stream. And then I don't understand what's going on with Facebook. But I want to thank you guys
Facebook
for
is
short notice.
stupid.
Yeah, something's going on over there. Thank you guys for showing up for the program. For this
Roll Tide.
this mini cast that turned into a regular program, thanks to yours
Yeah.
truly, because I'm not great at controlling the time. But certainly want to appreciate you guys for being here. Love you all, and thank you for your thoughts and your prayers for those that are struggling connected to that Memphis and Ole Miss situation, as well as the Keelan Russell family. So with that being said, for Amber Dash, Austin Dash, Wild Bill, I'm Quincy Moran, and this is the BS Podcast right here and everywhere.
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science, you know.
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it. Like,
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang
I'm your
on,
host,
hang
Quincy
on,
Moran.
hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.